In a quiet town where life seemed ordinary and days blended into one another, there lived a boy named Aarav. And though he had no special privileges, no shortcuts, and no advantages that the world often gives to a few, what he did have was a fire inside, a dream that others often laughed at, and a pair of hands willing to work harder than anyone else's. From a very young age, he knew that his journey would not be easy, for he had seen his family struggle, he had tasted disappointment, and he had felt the sting of rejection more times than he could count. Yet rather than let it turn him bitter, Arav turned it into fuel, deciding that no matter how long it took, no matter how many years he had to pour into it, he would keep working until one day, the doors that were always shut would finally open. At first, his efforts seemed invisible. He would rise before dawn to practice while others still slept. He would stay awake late into the night when others had already given up for the day. He would fail tests, lose competitions, and hear people whisper that he simply wasn't meant to succeed. And though each word cut deep, he chose not to let it define him, instead telling himself quietly, "Hard work may move slowly, but it always moves forward." There were days when progress was so small it was almost invisible. A slight improvement in his skill, a fraction of a second shaved off his time, a line written better than before, a calculation solved without error. But Arav knew that greatness is not built overnight. It is built brick by brick, hour by hour, year by year, until the weight of persistence itself becomes unstoppable. And so the years rolled on, filled with sweat, sacrifice, and discipline. He missed festivals, he skipped outings, he turned away from easy distractions, and while others enjoyed comfort, Arav endured discomfort because deep down he believed that one day all of it would matter. People often mocked him, saying, "You've been trying for so long, isn't it time to quit?" But Arav simply smiled because he knew that time spent on a dream is never wasted. It is investment, and investment eventually bears fruit. After years of unseen effort, the moment of truth finally arrived, a test so great that it would decide everything. And while others trembled with fear, Arav walked in with calm, for he carried within him the strength of countless days of practice, the resilience of countless failures, and the determination of countless early mornings and late nights. When the challenge demanded excellence, his years of discipline answered. When the pressure demanded courage, his years of persistence responded. And slowly, before the eyes of everyone who doubted him, the boy who was once laughed at rose higher and higher until he stood at the very top, victorious at last. The crowd that once doubted him now applauded. The same voices that once mocked him now cheered. And yet Arav did not feel pride in proving others wrong. He felt joy in proving himself right, in knowing that hard work, though slow, though lonely, though difficult, never fails to reward those who remain true to it. He had won not just the prize, not just the recognition, but the deeper victory of becoming the kind of person who refuses to quit no matter how long it takes, and that, more than anything, was his true success. And so if you ever feel that your dream is taking too long, if you feel tired, invisible, or ready to give up, remember Arav's story. Remember that persistence is slow but unstoppable, that years of effort may feel heavy, but one day they will lift you higher than you ever imagined. And know this truth: your victory is already written. All you must do is keep walking toward it. If this story touched your heart and gave you strength, please like this video. Leave a comment sharing what dream you are working hard for. Share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more stories that remind you of the power of patience, persistence, and hard work. Because one day, if you don't give up, you too will win.